and welcome to Did She Just Say Chakra? Today we are going to focus on doTERRA essential oils.
Yes, this is one of my favorite subjects.
Yes, we're going to talk about wellness for you and your family, and we just want to kind of have some dialogue as though we're just chit-chatting about it as friends here. So you may be familiar with the products and you may not, and so hopefully we'll provide some education and insight.
I really, if you don't mind, want to share my origination story with
Please.
doTERRA because it is what changed. It started the biggest change into holistic health for me.
Absolutely.
And I think people, understanding what I went through and how essential oils helped me will hopefully get people more interested in oh my gosh, this is such a simple thing that we can do. But I had my first baby, Drew, years and years and years ago. And he was a C-section, and I really feel like he was an emergency C-section. And I feel like all the things that had to be done in the beginning affected his health. He had to be put on antibiotics right away. It was just not a great situation when he was born. And crazy as it is, he then turned into having issues with asthma, allergies, nebulizers, steroids. I mean, it was awful. Him as a baby was so scary. And we lived out in the country, and I was always worried about him stopping breathing. And he was on these medicines, on these steroids, and he was just a nightmare. He would have awful nightmares. His moods would be terrible. He got sick all the time. He had to have tubes in his ears. And it was just okay, this isn't working. It's happening over and over again. What can I do different? And the very first thing I did with him was use what's called Breathe essential oils. I took this diffuser. I knew nothing about oils. I took this diffuser and I started putting it in his room every night. And it's Breathe from doTERRA. And I started to see... yes.
Little Vanna action here.
I started to see a difference in his breathing. And so then I started to do a little bit more research about holistic things I could do with breathing, allergies, asthma, things like that. And then sleep. He was struggling with sleep, so added in lavender. And he gradually started getting better and better and having less and less. Now, that wasn't the only thing I changed. We started using a neti pot and draining his sinus cavity and doing some different things. But that started my journey into holistic health, and essential oils ever since then have been such a huge part of our lives. I have diffusers everywhere.
Yeah. I love that. I love that story. And what we're here to share are our stories or stories that we've heard from our close friends and family. We by no means think it's a replacement for or it's the only way. So please hear that very clearly. Everything that we do is in moderation, and we also encourage you to consult somebody if you do feel that is important as well. But we know that the oils can be used aromatically, like you were saying. You can diffuse them. You can also use them topically, so you can actually put them on your skin. We do recommend, though, that you use some sort of carrier oil with it, and that really is so that it can penetrate that skin, that cell membrane. And then also, so that's for the topical, you can use it, and then you can also ingest doTERRA oils. Now, some of them are not as recommended just based on what they are, but they're safe to use, which is a little different than some other oils, but you can use them all ingestly, so that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
when she's talking about that carrier oil, coconut oil is, I think, what I use most of the time. Are there other ones that I don't know?
I use jojoba oil as well, Jojoba.
Yes.
So I've used that a couple times as well myself. But and it's the refractionated coconut oil is what I usually use. I know doTERRA sells some in their product line.
Yeah,
so.
And you can get. You want to make sure it's a quality oil.
Yes.
But you can really get those oils anywhere.
Yeah. So what we are going to talk about today are just a few areas that we could focus on, like stress, sleep, immune. Oh gosh, right now it's so bad out. So let's start with stress. So if we're feeling stressed, or we know people who are stressed out, what are some oils that maybe they could use? What do you think is a place maybe to start? What's something you might use?
this is where I really listen to my body. Like, I wake up and I work from home, so I have a diffuser right by my desk, and so I'm like, okay, how am I feeling today? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling like I need, uplifting? For stress, I do balance. I would say is my major.
It's a good grounding one.
Yeah, I love balance. That would be my favorite.
Balance is very good for grounding and helping you to feel like calm in your body. Lavender is a good one. You had mentioned that earlier to kind of help with that sleep or just being calm. Lavender is also really good for your skin. So if you have some like skin issues or things that you need to help with. The other thing that's really good also for stress and sleep, but is Serenity. And I'm going to share this in a stick form. But Serenity has an oil, a rub, and then the stick. And that is so wonderful for just calming you down. It is a blended, so it does have multiple different oils in it. But what really helps to support Serenity, it doesn't smell great.
Where do you rub it at?
Actually, the best place to rub any oil is on your big toe. Because as we talked about in a previous episode, is your big toe is a direct correlation up to your central nervous system. But you can put it on your wrist, you can put it on your chest, you can put it under your nose, wherever that might be. So those are really good for stress. So we talked a little bit about stress. What about sleep? What do we think about creating that atmosphere for sleep? I know I talked a little bit about Serenity, which is good. Serenity also has soft gels, which help if you want to ingest some, which is really just the oil in a soft gel form. Is there anything else that you guys use for
just
sleep?
basic lavender. Like, I'll put that on my pillow, or like a lot
wonderful.
of times I'll just put that right on my pillowcase or right underneath my pillowcase, or I'll diffuse it right by the bed.
Diffusing that right as you go to sleep is wonderful as well. So Adaptive is another blend that is really good. And Adaptive, actually, I recommend. I wish that teachers could diffuse oils in school.
Yeah.
Because Adaptive, and maybe I'm not saying this, but I am saying this. Just walk around, put it in a spray bottle, and just spray it all around everybody.
Yes.
But Adaptive is wonderful for those times that you just need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just said
Do
that.
it.
That's right. But really, Adaptive just helps to just take a chill. And I highly recommend that if you feel or somebody in your family just needs a little bit of a chill pill, Adaptive comes in a roller ball, the oil. It also comes in capsules as well.
Okay.
And that's a good one for just chilling out that way. It helps to support healthy GABA levels and levels out the mood. So it helps with sleep too.
I think what's really cool about the doTERRA brand, and you can go a little bit more into why we like doTERRA so much, but the names of their blends are so intuitive. Like Serenity, Adaptive, what's some of the other? Breathe. Like, those things are OnGuard. Yeah, like those things are just, they're so easy to be like, oh, that's what this is for. So they're very intuitive. And then what are the other reasons? Like, why do we choose? I think that's important to talk about with doTERRA.
So there are three main reasons I would say that I choose, and I think you are the same, is the oils are sourced where they are naturally grown. And I think that that's huge. So we know that we're getting the pure and natural ingredients. Lavender is my favorite example. I grow lavender out here, right?
Yep.
And I do harvest the lavender, but I don't make oils out of it because it's not going to be the natural grade. It's not going to be right where it's from, So I think that that's really important, is that doTERRA does choose their oils based on where they're naturally sourced, and that makes it very wonderful.
There's a word that you want to look for when you're like using certain oils. They want to be a certain like grade, or what is that?
Pure certified?
Maybe that's
Pure grade certified?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So no matter what, even if you're not using doTERRA, like, we encourage doTERRA, that's just, that's our own opinion. But when you're searching for an oil, if it's not doTERRA, the thing you want to focus on is
you want to make sure that they're certified pure grade, because we know that they have gone through the proper testing, and they triple test to make sure that they are using natural ingredients, that they have used the ingredients from where they're sourced. One of the other things that we really appreciate about doTERRA is that they really help the farmers who are sourcing where the oils are naturally grown. and they help them by building schools. They help to make purified waterways. There's a lot of respect that goes into the work that's done, and that's something that's really important to us.
Those oils carry that energy. I truly believe that. Like when you put love into your cooking, your oils, everything, it's a different energy, right? And so I think that makes a difference, and makes me want to use them. So
absolutely. And the third thing is just that they're affordable. You know, we know that we spend trillions of dollars on healthcare, and if we can make sure that what we're purchasing is affordable for our families, then we know that feels good. That feels right.
Yeah.
So,
yep. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right. So back into our next.
Yeah. So we talked about sleep. We've talked about stress. How about digestive health? I think that's really important. We talked about, the digestive health is important to us.
Yes.
So Digest Zen is another one that is a big product line for doTERRA. We have it in capsule form, in roller ball, and in oil. I like to use, we actually use all of them in our family, but the little beadlets are really helpful, because if you're starting to get a stomach ache or you're not feeling really good, you just take one of those capsules, and I swear it's better than Tums or anything else.
And I have a really simple tool that has helped me drastically. So I used to struggle with constipation constantly growing up, and I have one of my kids has had the same issue where he struggles with constipation. So we will use the Digest Zen or not. You don't have to have it, but this is such a simple tool. If you're constipated, if you have a stomach, like you feel like your stomach's full, like it's not getting rid of things, you start at the belly button, you put a little bit of pressure on the belly button, and you just start to do small circles, and then you get bigger, and then you get bigger, and kind of, make your way out away from the belly button, then stop, go back to the belly button, and then start that process over a little bit more impactful, a little bit deeper. And you just kind of do that a couple times. Like, I cannot tell you, this relieves gas. This gets you to poop. Like, it is such a simple thing, and we use it all the time. I remember I used to walk in the room, and my youngest would be just laying there, and I'm like, okay, you gotta stop. And then 2 seconds later, he's in the bathroom. So it's a simple tool, but super easy. And if you add that Digest Zen oil in with it, it just doubles the efficacy of it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Sticking with stomach issue, but not so much maybe the digestive part, but Claricom is another one that is for stomach type, but more for females, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is for all range of the females. So from my preteens all the way to menopause.
I was just going to say, what about perimenopause?
Yep, you're right in the middle of it, my friend. So this is all the way. It helps with the hormones. It helps with the cramps. It helps with all of it. I highly recommend it's a monthly blend for women, if you will. My husband actually approves us to purchase this for all of us all the time. The Claricom is wonderful. It helps with, like I said, mood support. It helps with cramping, hormones, all of it. Just rubbing that down on that lower abdomen area. So, and then the other piece to talk about really is immune support. And so OnGuard is a oil that helps a lot with immune support, both internally, but also the environment around you. So that's something to think about if you're having a lot of illness in your house, that you maybe wanted to diffuse some OnGuard. That just really helps to kick those nasty bugs that you've got going around. Actually, I just thought about that. I might reach out to my neighbor who's been dealing with some illness and see if
OnGuard
wants me to bring some.
OnGuard, I always am ordering OnGuard. But the other thing I do with OnGuard is I put it in a spray bottle. So if someone is sick, I'll go in and just spray their room. I'll diffuse it too, but I'll do the counters with OnGuard. I'll do I'll take a little bit of OnGuard in a little spray bottle when I'm substitute teaching, and I'll spray OnGuard just kind of around me. I feel like it kind of cleans the area a little bit, but it also puts this little, and here's the woo-woo in me, this little energy protection around me, okay, this is going to protect me, keep me safe from, kind of all the bugs and stuff that are going around. So it's intentional too. But I love it for that reason.
So there was actually some I don't want to say scientific evidence, but there was actually a situation where a teacher did put some in her room. There was actually some mold that was growing in their room, and they put some OnGuard in and came back after the weekend, and the mold was gone. So
that makes me think of, is it AirX? What is the...
Yeah, so I did give you that.
Yes.
AirX. The AirX, yep.
And that can help with like those types of situations with air and mold and kind of cleaning the air.
Yep.
That's
it was designed, I think, when the Canadian fires were happening. They made a purifying type of blend. And I know that now that the California fires, I think they were sending some out there to them.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's the greatest thing about doTERRA is that they are very giving and very... I feel very aligned to the work that's being done. They're very caring, very faith-centered, very spiritual.
And you feel that with the people that we're working with the upline, with our
Absolutely.
uplines, right? That they're just, they give off that energy too. And they have that faith, that mentality where they want to give back. And I think that makes you feel good selling. Selling. I am not a salesperson,
Advocating.
But if you, I'm sharing, like, we're definitely just about sharing what works for us, and the oils have been a major game changer for me and Stacy as well. And so we both are advocates for doTERRA, and we will put links in the description below if you want to go on and order through us. We would love that. That would support us as well. Click our links and go on and place an order. Or if you want to reach out to us and just say, hey, this is, what I'm struggling with. What oils do you think, or what blends, or what would you recommend? We've got so many notes and blends and concoctions and sprays and, rubs that we are happy to share with you. Again, we are just here to love on you and support you, and that's our mission, right?
Yeah, I think that's great. And if you want to have a party, hey, we'll party with you.
Yeah.
I mean, an oil party, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, maybe both.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Thanks for listening, you guys. We appreciate it. One of the things I love about doTERRA is the supplements that they have. I started using doTERRA back in March, and I tried using the supplements, but at the time it was like, I don't even want to count how many supplements I was asked to take. And that's just not me. I'm not good at taking a handful of supplements at a time. Ask my doctors. I'm really not, I have so many timers set on my phone to take the medications that I have to take every day, let alone adding in supplements, which I know help me. But recently, doTERRA came out with the VMG Plus, and it's a powder supplement that has all of the nutrients that you need in one powder that you add to your water. Talk about game changing. It tastes good. You ask anybody, and I hate chalky shit tasting supplements. This tastes good. It tastes good, and it's great for you. It lowers your cholesterol. It helps everything. I'm telling you, try it. I have samples. Not samples. I have packs that I will let you try. Just come over, grab some. They're amazing. And then also they have the E-omegas, which are the fish oil. And I'm telling you, that's the other thing. My girls are supposed to be taking fish oil. I'm supposed to be taking fish oil. But none of us want to take it because it tastes like fish. And the girls are always like, that's nasty. I'm not taking it. And so I gave them one of these, and I said, just try it. Just chew it. It tastes good. Didn't even tell them what it was. Didn't tell them it was fish oil. And they're like, it tastes like orange. What is it? And I'm like, fish oil. The look on their face was hilarious. But it is. These Omega Pluses are so good. I encourage you to try it. Branch out. Try the doTERRA supplements. They are freaking amazing. Come over. Let's try it. Let's sample it. You want me to put some in a little care package for you? I'll drop them off. Give it a shot. doTERRA really has, and these are not brand new. Like, these varieties are, but doTERRA has been in the supplement business since the very beginning. People think that they're like just branching into different categories. No, this stuff has been around since they began their business. So we're just always improving and always trying to find new ways of doing. So I appreciate it, and I look forward to continuing to share wonderful things with you all. Time for my favorite part, call to action. Subscribe to Did She Just Say Chakra on YouTube and join us as we together journey to enlightenment through wellness and community. Episodes will be shared on Facebook via Radiate Light LLC. Help us to change someone's life. You just never know what sharing will do. Spread the word about all that we have right here in Des Moines.
Our goal is to engage, empower, and enlighten listeners about cutting-edge wellness trends, transformative holistic practices, and incredible small businesses in and around Des Moines. Please help us accomplish our goals.